All right, guys, this is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Hey, everybody, this is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And of course, we have
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
And of course, everything is going well here in South Africa. It's very warm right now. I was just outside and I was like, this is too warm. It's hot.
Stop complaining.
I know the pool's hot as we speak. I went out there and checked it. I had to turn off the little heater thing that I got for the pool because it's at 32 Celsius. I think it's like 83, 84 degrees, the water. I don't know, but I'm going to be out there a little bit later on as the sun goes down. Then I'll probably pop out there and whatnot. But yeah, everything is lovely here. Hope everything's okay there in the United States. I've been hearing things. People have been sending me messages and sending me stuff on social media talking about how things are so incredible on that side. And, you guys should just come back.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
leave it at that.
But in the meanwhile, I'm just going to hang out here in South Africa and do our thing. And of course, you guys know we had a large group here. We had a few large groups last year, but at the very end of the year, in November, we had a group here. The real estate tour class was here, and at some point in time, you get to know South Africa, and then once you get to know South Africa, you have to return back to the United States, and now you have an actual contrast between what it's like being here and of course what it is being in the United States. So we're going to chat a little bit about that with them and bring them on in just a second. But if you're watching this, make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. Let everybody know what's going on here with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. We are doing pretty big things here, and we want people to come and have an experience. Is there anything else you want to say prior to bringing on our special guests? Because they're special.
They are very, very special. So don't forget, we have our other real estate tour coming up in Durban in July. It's July 1st to the 10th. There are still spots available. And also our Food, Lux, and Spa tour in April. There's still spots available for that as well. So, you can find all those on the website, therealsouthafrica.com. However, it is time for our guests.
I'm ready to talk
to them. I'm sure they're ready. They stay ready.
All right, cool. Here they are.
What's up?
Here we go. Let me let them tell y'all who they are and where they come from and just whatever they want to say. So here you go. Let's do it.
You want me to start since you're hoarse? All right, so I'm Simone. This is Luke. This is my husband of 11 years.
Yeah.
That's correct. 11. So we've been knowing each other since teenagers. But anyway, we are from the United States. We live in New Jersey. That's where both of us were raised. And we had an absolutely wonderful, life-altering experience on the recent real estate tour. And we have been trying not to have an attitude since having to return to the U.S. because it is a challenge.
It's different. It's hard
to go there and have such a wonderful experience, and then to have to come back to the realities of living here in the U.S. So that's us.
Okay, that's nice. I will say that at some point, like I said, you guys came. You guys had, I'm assuming, had a decent time. Was it okay?
Oh, okay. No, it was not okay. It was what you call 5-star, as you guys advertise, and you also deliver on those promises. So it was a 5-star experience, 360 services, offerings. South Africa itself is 5-star, in my opinion, from what I experienced, from what I saw.
Yes.
But on top of that, the services that you provide are also in alignment with that. And so we had an absolutely wonderful time. We've already booked our flight to come back in April. And so we will be using your services again because As for us, we love paying for 5-star services.
Yes.
And so the experience is completely different when you do that versus trying to go it alone and figure it out and research on the internet and
Why do
pick
that?
this and pick that.
Yeah.
No, I don't have time for that. You guys are legitimate. You guys provide top-notch services and you cater to your clientele, which is the thing that it's very challenging to do with other types of travel companies that don't reflect, your background. I'll just put it that way. And understand the things that, you're looking for in an experience coming to the continent. So you provide all of those things and then some. And you're just great people.
Yeah, you are.
I'll
You
be
guys are. I'll be honest. You guys are like we. It's like we have new family members. We have new friends. You guys allow us to get the same access and everything is proper that you do down there. Excuse my voice, by the way. This is not my normal voice, but it's hard not to talk about what I experience and what we experience because I've been talking about it since I got back, and it's just a great. The real South Africa it's a great community because it's about relationships and you guys build great relationships. And a lot of people, when you do things with certain companies, they want you to like it, but you guys are different because you want us to love it. And once you love something, you always come back. You can like something and dislike it, but once you love something, it's hard to leave it. And it was hard to leave you guys. I talk about y'all all the time, and it's just I can't wait to see y'all.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you a lot. For real.
If it makes you feel any better, not to cut you off, honey, we talk about you guys too. We talk about, and we talk about you two specifically because of the support that you guys actually showed each other while you were on the trip. And that meant a lot to us. I was like, I know what support looks like. And it was nice to see that. So I just wanted to give you guys kudos for supporting each other the way that you do.
It's important. I love it.
I tell you what, going from the real estate tour and then pivoting out to the bush, was that a hard pivot? I mean, what was you thinking when we got out there?
I'll let you go, Ganali.
That's what I was thinking. Just
that was it.
I mean, for me, so like I said, we grew up in New Jersey, and we grew up in kind of a, kind of cityish, townish area. We lived in Brooklyn, New York for several years, so we've been in the city. But I truly do appreciate being out in nature. I think it's a spiritual thing. And you just feel like you're returning back to your roots, right?
Yes.
And so the air is different, the atmosphere, the energy. It's just nothing like it. You try to explain it to people, you show people pictures, and I always say, the pictures cannot really capture the essence of being in the midst of nature and experiencing animals in their natural habitat, and just being around just good people who are very welcoming and loving and caring and wanting to make sure that you're okay and that you're receiving the services that you came there for. It's just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So definitely no issues going to the bush at all. Can't wait to get back.
Can't wait to get back. Seriously.
We spring that on people. There's always backstories to everything, and most people that like in groups don't know everybody's backstories. Unfortunately, we kind of know everybody's backstories because we ultimately talk to people. And I think there was one person, I can't remember who it was, who told me once they got there, we got there, y'all started eating immediately because we had that set up for you guys. And they was like, I totally forgot that we was even coming out here. Like it wasn't even on my radar. So everybody's in different spaces when they're out here, and you guys had your space, but everybody was in different spaces. And of course, I don't know how many other people was like, oh, can I opt out? I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be out there. Oh, it happens all the time. Yeah. Even if there's people coming on private tours, because obviously all our tours are private. And those that have been on private tours knows exactly what we're talking about. even those guys are like, oh, is there any way we can exchange this for something else? And then, of course, me being me, I'm like, no, you need to go out there. It's already booked. You're going. And it happens like routinely. And I'd be like, you didn't want to go. And then all of a sudden they're coming back and say, oh my God, that was the best part of the trip. That was the best. That was the best, and they always talked about their fears.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know why I was so scared, or you guys kept us safe. And I don't know why I thought that there was going to be, lions roaming around and coming to attack me. It's nothing like that. Like,
no, not at all.
It's different. It's an amazing experience. Just the drive going there, just to see what it's about and what it's like. You get to go through different townships and you see, how other people live and how they're adapting, and they're doing well. And the great thing about it is when we get there, they greet you, and like you said, you're in a great community. They made sure everything was great for us. I was accommodated well. I am plant-based, so I am a vegan. So while I was out there in South Africa, I ate well and stayed on my regimen. It was great. I ran every day. I didn't run at the bush because I followed the rules. When I pulled up, I said, no running on the grounds. Make sure you walk with somebody, but that's important. Always have someone with you. You just got to follow the rules. Well, I did those 3 days while we were at the bush, 4 days while we were at the bush. I was going through withdrawal, but it was great. My wife was able to, we had a setup where we were able to paint, and she had an easel, and she was looking at nature and elephants come by, and while she was painting, the spot treatments are phenomenal. She took up a whole day when nobody couldn't get in. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, but it's about the access, and you guys gave us that, and it was proper. Those are the 2 words I love to hear you guys say, because when Mark says it, it's legit. It's real. Mark says, you get access, man. We proper, bro. So like, you ain't getting this in the States, and he's right. It's different. You can get it here, but it's going to be a different type of experience. There is no relationship. You walk through the door, all right, sign here, how much? Okay, bye. That's it. Now when you're there, it's like you're meeting someone, you're connecting with people, and it's great.
Yeah. No, I can't wait when we come back in April for the kids to experience the Bush Lodge.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to give them that experience. I could just picture the looks on their faces when we go.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to be able to see it live and in person and record it, and just be able to offer them that type of experience at their young ages, to kind of set the groundwork for, like, this is what life is like in other places, and you have access.
This is where you're going to be here soon. Just be real with you, like.
Like, these will be our weekend trips.
These will be our weekend trips. Like this is where we're going on the weekend. So just get used to it.
Yeah, we've been blessed enough. Obviously, you guys met my daughter Savannah. She was that little kid at one point. She was that little kid, and she ended up, obviously now she lives here in South Africa with us. Well, she lives in South Africa. Let's just say that. And but it was always on her mind. I remember when she graduated high school, she was like, "Dad, let's for my gift, I want to go back to South Africa." And I think it was like a 3rd time at this point. And then I'm like, we had this amazing reception for her, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm good. I'm dusting it off. I'm like, I'm good. And then she come to me also on the side. So when we going to South Africa again? And I'm like, man, I spent all this money up in this junk, but anyway, it was my baby girl. So, but like I said, it will change their minds, or change, open up some eyes. And then we've been doing this so long to where we've seen a lot of people come with their children, or even with their parents, and it changes everything, because first of all, they came proper, they seen what they needed to see. They wasn't down there trying to figure it out. They wasn't in some not a proper scenario, something that I wouldn't endorse. And it changes them. It changes them. So I think that's what you guys are going to experience. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out in the end.
I think so too. From our perspective, when we did bring Savannah when she was younger, just to see how it changed her perspective on the rest of the world. So the fact that you're getting ready to share that with your children, and to see them have, you know, lights and things come on and start asking you different questions, that's going to be part of the excitement as well, just to watch them do what kids do. They will start asking some questions. You'll be like, I never thought about that. Okay, well, yeah. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool.
And I can't wait. I mean, you know, we have a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old. Our oldest is 19. He's in college. So this particular trip in April, he's not going to be able to be with us because he's still going to be in school. Yeah. But certainly it is on the agenda for him to be able to come and experience it as well. And it's just like at that age to be able to experience what we know they're going to experience from being there. I mean, it's you can't put a price tag on that. You just can't.
Yeah.
Starting to look at stuff now, packing now. I was looking for fits and everything for the kids. I'm like, look, we starting this early. You know,
they don't know.
They don't know. We can't tell them because if we say something,
because they'll be in your face every day.
Every day.
When we leave.
Every day.
How many days? Can I bring my tab? Listen, I'm going to be to the point when we get out there, you know, we let them get on the tablets and they have their fun. We time it because we don't want them just to lock in. We want them to explore and see everything. So I'm going to be out there like, oh, tablets off. Let's go. You use your time for the day. It's time to explore and see South Africa, you know, and just.
I think they're gonna forget about.
They're gonna forget about. I'm telling you, like I'm not packing.
Once we get there,
I want them to see
about
everything about SA, Josie. You know, I want them to meet you guys, and because they like, who are these people? I'm like, they're great people. And like, so it's gonna be a great experience. But like I said, I'm getting ready now. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's. You know, like I said, we do take phone calls, and you know, sometimes when we do take the phone calls and we're having these conversations, they still have I would say some trepidation,
a little bit of anxiety,
and part of it is like they almost don't believe what we're saying. So you know, we give them enough information to make a decision about just coming here on a visit, you know, and they can't understand why people are so high on South Africa after they came, you know, on a tour with us. And then they can't understand, you know, prior to why are people moving to South Africa after they've been here, you know, on a couple of visits. Like they don't understand it. And, you know, I have a limited vocabulary, you know, it's very limited. But maybe you guys can share a little bit of light. Is that something you guys can do?
Yes, of course.
So we have had that same experience coming back because you know a lot of people knew we were going to South Africa. So you know, first question people ask us when we see them is, you know, how was your trip? Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, first of all, I just start with the smile on my face and just like.
You just don't know.
I was like, I don't even know where to begin as far as to explain exactly how the trip went, what we saw, what we did. You know, we quite honestly, just to kind of put perspective, we have been watching your content for 2+ years now, probably more than that. And so we are already of the mindset coming to the real estate tour that we are very much open-minded about not only looking to invest, but to ultimately move. So that was already our mindset going on the real estate tour. So it wasn't really a thing of trying to convince us or, you know, trying to see if it's a good fit. We kind of felt that from just, again, watching your content. And we're so grateful that you have opened up your life and offered the business and the experiences that you do, particularly for, you know, African Americans in the US, because again, having that kind of cultural connection and understanding of what we're looking for when we're going on vacation and doing tours, it really makes a difference because we travel pretty regular. We usually take our children on a vacation for spring break. So, you know, we've done a lot of different travel experiences, and you guys are above and beyond. And we don't, and we've done, you know, 5-star, not to toot our horn, but you know, we have a certain means, and so and like I said, I like to pay for services. I don't spend a whole lot of money on kind of things, but I do spend money on traveling and experiences. We have been at, you know, quote unquote 5-star resorts and all of those things, and the services that you offer, there's just there's no comparison. So when we talk to people about, yeah, this is what we experienced, we loved it, we're going back, and not only are we going back to travel, but we are ultimately going to be moving there, and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
Really?
My friends are like, listen, they like, look, Simone, Luke gone. They was like, my friend was like, look, he gone. Y'all better get ready because he out. And so they like, look, we got to lock our time in now because you ain't give us no date. It could be any time, you know. So they like, they leaving us. And I was like, no, we're going somewhere for you to come to so you can see it. You're opening that door. Like, you know, some people are scared to step out and make a change. And it's going to start with us because once we make that move, when we explore, we connect with people out there like you, and you're going to connect us with other great people, which you've been doing already. We can do the same. You know, that's the important thing about it. A lot of people have a tendency just to over on this side, they look out for themselves, you know, and they don't want to, you know, share the resources and help other people out. And that's where it becomes a problem. And when you go over there, it's like everybody wants to help. What do you need? What can I do for you? Is there anything we can do to make this experience better? And I'm like, what else is there to do? You know, and so the great thing about it is that when you come over there, it's an essay, just in general, and just be with you guys, like I have a saying I always say, everyone communicates, but few connect. And we were communicating with everyone out there, but the great thing about it is we were connecting because when you connect with someone, there's something there, you know, and that's just life. You know, we communicate every day, but when you connect with someone, they're with you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love
So,
that.
I mean, it's funny because people know me, and once I've had a made up mind, the thing is going to be done.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
So people you're serious. Yeah. And when I tell them, yeah, of course I'm serious. Yeah. I know what I felt when I was there, and I know how I feel here. And not that we have a bad life. We have, you know, what I guess by many people's standards is a comfortable life. But the price you have to pay here to have that comfortable life is, and what you can have even more comfort in South Africa for not even a modicum of the sacrifice that you have to give to obtain that. I mean, it's not there's not even a discussion. And I told him, you know, before we even left, I was like, you know me, I'm not going to be in the business of trying to convince people. We're gonna go. We're gonna work our plan, and that's been put in overdrive because I listen.
Mark, you like cars. You like cars, Mark. Now let me tell you, I know the cars you like go fast. You know what I'm saying? Man, we in overdrive, all gas, no brakes. You know, I'm telling you, Mark. Like, I'm like Formula One. You know, we moving, and I'm like, okay, all right, I see you. I see, you know, so like it's real, man.
Because you know, life is, first of all, life is not guaranteed to any of us, right?
No, it's not.
And one of the biggest drivers, we mentioned our children, is showing them a different way of life. Like, this is not the only way to live.
No, it's not.
And getting them grounded in that at their young ages is going to change the whole trajectory of their life, whatever they choose to do with it. I think having a different experience and also having parents that can be more present, not only just physically, but emotionally, when you have so many other things that you have to take care of here in the US on top of raising your children. Let's be honest, there's only but so many hours in the day, right? So if you have to expend this amount of time and this amount of energy, making sure, you got a roof over their head, they can have certain access to different things, that you sacrifice your time with them. You have to be honest about that with yourself. Like, we all think, oh yeah, I love my children, I do this and I do that, but is it enough?
Yeah.
And really, it's hard to do it in the US, particularly in the way that I would love to be more present with my children. I'm just speaking transparently from my perspective. So all of that is available to you if you just step out of your comfort zone and open up your mind to other possibilities.
So you really did come to the real South Africa.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely.
You did. You did.
You showed us
the real South. Ain't nowhere else to go, Mark. I'm telling you. Ain't no, like my wife would tell you, she's like, Luke, don't start. I'm like, look, because it's people out there. Everyone's trying to do it. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of room for everybody to do it. But if you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
And you care about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can tell you guys love what you do. And it's not about how much money can we make off of, what I'm saying? They're coming from here, and it's not like you guys really, you don't have to do this. You guys, you don't have to do this, but you see it. You came out there and was like, look, there's people out here over there just like us, just like us, and of all ages, and that's what I like about it. It was a very, very it was a group of people from all ages, different areas and in locations, and we came together and then we connected. And a lot of people, to be honest with you, it was like hard not to talk to someone. Like, hey, who are you? Where you from? What are you doing? Or we'll get up and we'll eat breakfast with different people and we'll connect. So it's like you're building a community outside of it. Once you leave SA, South Africa, as you can see, people are still connecting from there and reaching out and hey, happy birthday, and it's a great thing, man. It's a great thing. I love what y'all doing.
Yeah, we met our long lost parents.
Yeah, it was so funny.
You guys were eating breakfast with them every day, and it was so funny. I was like, they're eating with them again. You're like, no, these are our parents. These are our parents. Some people, they probably was like, is that really their mom and dad?
Somebody asked us when we were at the when we did the tour, when we had dinner at the, what was that?
It was at the Bush Lodge.
It was at the Bush Lodge, and we're sitting down. They were like, so these your parents? I was like,
and this is like day what?
This is like the
6 or 7 of the tour.
6 or 7. I was like, no, these are my parents.
No, we just met them, but they do feel like parents, and we still converse with them. So that just kind of goes to his point that, the people that you cater to that would gravitate towards your company, there are a lot of like-minded individuals.
Yes.
And, we met them because we were on the same airplane.
Yeah.
So we were in the car together. We both of us came a little bit earlier than the actual tour started. So that was the first time we met. And from the beginning, we just gelled. And they're, are they old enough to be our parents? Maybe.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think my mother is a little bit older than them by maybe a year or two. But anyway, they're older than us, right? They're not in our peers. Yeah. So it's like, but there was still this, I don't know, it was like we were conversing with each other like we knew each other all our lives. And I guess that also kind of came through to other people to the point that one of them thought they were literally our parents.
I lost it.
And so we just started laughing. And so from then on, we were like, yeah, we refer to them as our parents because it's just a beautiful relationship that kind of sparked from just coming on a tour. And certainly, they will continue to be in our lives. And that's just
that's great. I can't help but think about a lot of the stories that we have heard from people connecting, or stories people have things that happened to them in South Africa that didn't happen nowhere else. And there's a lot of them. I think maybe we'll do a whole tape or a whole video on just stories that we've heard from people, things that happen. Hey, I met somebody,
Yeah.
and I can go on and on and on about that. But going, like currently, I'm thinking, okay, here we are. It's going to be July, and there's going to be a bunch of people flying in from all over the country, and we're going to be going to Durban, and they're not going to know each other. They're not going to. They're not going to know what to expect. They're going to be like, okay, this is what the itinerary says, and so forth. And I got my agenda, what I'm going to do, like the whole nine. Like they really are like, don't really realize what's going to happen to them once they get here. But I tried to tell them it would fall on deaf ears. They just like, no, I just need to get this, and this, and I'm going to be on my way.
Not going to happen.
So yeah, you guys came just like that. Just came. Tell people what's going to happen. What's going to happen when they get here?
Well, one, your shoulders are going to go from being like this to just relax.
You're going to just chill.
And I mean, you're just going to really, I mean, for us, we felt like we were home. Like we didn't feel like we were in a different, we obviously were in a different country, but it just felt like we were home. Like we weren't in some foreign place that was completely foreign to us. It just felt like home. And I think a lot of that has to do with the people. And it's hard to communicate that to people through like a video or through, showing pictures and all of that stuff, or, Googling and all this other stuff on the internet. It's just when you interact with people in South Africa, you just feel like you're at home. Like I saw my aunties and my uncles, they're just like people that are your family. And you can't really put that into words and explain it to people in a way that they're gonna get it until they get there, and then they're like, okay, I see. I see what they've been talking about. And so you're gonna really it's gonna transform your life. It really is.
Yeah. And I think people think to be, over talking it and stuff like, oh, they're just, over. And I'm like, to be honest with you, I'm very understated when I'm on, like if I'm doing a video, we showing what we're doing. We're very understated. At least I think so. Yeah. Because there was a time back in 2013, we was like where you guys were.
Yeah, definitely wide open.
Couldn't sleep.
Yeah, we definitely
talked about it all the time.
Every day.
Couldn't do nothing else. Tasha got patience. I'm over here doing billing issues, and we trying to grow our company. I'm hiring people, and in the meanwhile, we be like, man,
he got another screen open, looking at tickets to fly to South Africa. Another screen open, looking at.
I love it.
He was doing.
Yeah, I got people to interview. Oh my God!
I had to close a couple of things on the screen here. I was like, let me close some of these tabs because I got too many tabs open. I don't want to mess up the stream, but I had a whole bunch of things from South Africa. Because like I said, when we went, and this is the other thing that people should be kind of very clear about, that the access is very understated. Like we had access to different opportunities that aren't even on the market to the general public. So that's what the building of the relationships that you guys have fostered. And that was very clear because, I'm talking right now, but I'm not a very talkative person. And he'll tell you he's the talker.
I talk to anybody, everybody.
So I'm a very observant person. And so I observed how you interacted with all of the different people who were facilitating the different places we were going and the services. And it's very clear that you have a relationship with those people, and that it's not just a transactional business relationship. It's I know you, you know them type of relationship. And that speaks volumes. And that also explains why the level of service you provide is at the level it is, because you've built relationships clearly with people and that changes the quality of the service that you're offering, and it also enhances the access. And so having that access to different opportunities is very different from people who kind of try to put a tour together because they've maybe been there a few times and think that they know certain things. And not to throw shade on that. If that's what you want, that's fine. But just to give perspective for people who are considering utilizing your service, it is very different when you have a company who has built relationships over years. And that allows for them to have access that they can now forward to you, that you otherwise would not have access to if you just showed up there on your own. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I think that's a true statement.
That's a true statement. Facts.
Thank you for that.
You know, I can give you, for example, like this Friday coming up, I got a meeting with one of the brothers over at Department of Tourism, you know, for the whole nation, not just for the province, which I can easily meet, or whoever I need to meet. I can make a phone call and they're going to take my call and they're going to want to meet. And to talk about some future things. I'm talking about things that are going to be happening in 2028, things that are going to happen in the tourism space. You know, things that we want to bring to light for our own people that can come through. And we're going to have it all gamed out way prior, just like when you guys showed up, we had it all gamed out. Or better yet, we're doing the Durban tour, real estate tour, because like a lot of people don't know that Club Med is showing up in North Coast of Durban. Club Med is amazing. I don't know if people know that. Most people don't know. A lot of things are happening around Club Med. Everything's happening around in reference to other developments. I mean, things are just happening. And unfortunately, I'm here in South Africa, and they call me and send me messages all the time. Hey, when are you coming to Durban? So the end of next week, I will be in Durban. Things are happening, and then again, I could just take advantage for just me and Tasha.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, let's put something together so us like-minded people
can have options.
People, we all need an opportunity, and I'm going to share it. But this is how I can do it. I can't do it. Have a whole, for two people or one person, a 20-hour conversation, and then do it again. And that's just unrealistic. But if I get everybody in the same room, get everybody got comfortable quarters, everybody has decent food in front of them, transportation, and then of course access to all these things. I always feel that all these like-minded people are very similar to us. If you give me a chance, you give Tasha a chance, we know what to do. And I noticed in the rooms, in most of the rooms, that everybody pretty much knew what they were doing. They just needed to have the opportunity, just like you guys did. And then of course, South Africa being South Africa, it's a win-win-win across the board. But somebody has to take I'm going to say a lead in some ways. But at the same time, you guys are going to be doing the same thing. You guys are out there telling people. You guys are out there. People are watching you guys, and so because I can't reach everybody, I can't do everything. But what I can do is make this platform so when people do come, we had a family of 4 that just left, and oh my God, they were over the top. I actually did a video with them. They were so nice. They were so nice. I said, let's go ahead and turn this camera on. And Otis come in, and his little brother, who was 56, and he always says, hey, I got the best big brother in the world, and so forth. Just the families, and just to see them, and they're thinking just like everybody on the tour that you guys were on, just like you. They're like, let's bring our sons, let's bring our daughters, let's do this, just like you're doing. And we sitting back with because we like, Tasha, do you remember when it was just me and you? Me and you on that plane coming here for the 3rd time, the 8th time, the 9th time, and it was just us. But we was forging our own experience. So and it's funny, the brother who we met when we first got here, he had been here for a while, a lot longer than us, and it was very few and far between we met people that were Americans. He just invited us to an event on Monday. What did he say?
Basically, he said that he was in New York, and he was like, whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it because people are talking about you in New York. And I'm like, really? He's like, people know who you are. I was like, okay, all right. So,
We
but
will
he's
see.
back in South Africa now. He goes home to see his parents every
Yeah,
year.
but he's been here over
But
20
he's been
years.
here over 20 years. I think he finally
Yeah. He's a citizen and all that good
he's
stuff.
finally got his
So, but
citizenship.
yeah, it's interesting. So you guys are on the same path. So don't think you're walking it by yourself. There's a bunch of you guys out there doing your thing. But again, I always tell people, people just want to say, I just want to move sight unseen. I just want to move, and I'm like, I think you're gonna bump your head. You are going to bump your head because everybody that we've seen over the last, we've been here 7 years, who come, sight unseen, I'm just moving. They end up bumping their heads and they end up back in the States, and they leave with a lot of issues
Yeah.
that didn't need to happen, but it was a blind mouse following another blind mouse, and then things.
And I will say this too. When you talk about having your first experience with the real South Africa, there have been people that have come to South Africa and not used our services. And then they come back and they use our services. And then they say, I didn't see any of this when I was here the first time. I didn't know about this when I was here. And when they come on a trip with us, now they're more prepared to make the next, to think about movement. So you can come without us, but what you're going to have access to and see and experience won't be like when you do it by yourself. So if you want to move, coming by yourself, I'm not saying you can't do it, but just be prepared for what's going to happen if you're not exposed properly. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, certainly it can be done. Obviously, there have been people who have gone there and not, utilized certain services. But to get from point A to point B to point C and beyond, it looks very different. And kind of the barriers that you may bump up against can be very different if you decide to go with someone like yourselves who have already laid the groundwork, have laid the foundation, have built their relationships, know who you should and should not be conversing with and doing business with, and utilizing their services to get you to the point of, whether it's buying real estate for investment or buying real estate for relocating, immigration services. And I mentioned it in the very beginning about the 360 services that you offered, particularly with respect to the real estate tour. I mean, it is just that every aspect of what it would require you to purchase real estate or to relocate, you provided all of the different individuals that are required in that process. And to be able to find those people on your own, yeah, you can spend a bunch of hours on Google trying to, find, but there are certain things that you wouldn't even know to ask or know that is a requirement without talking to the proper people. And so to me, it's just, I'll just be frank, it just makes no sense to me. Unless someone has not come across your content, we'll just put them in a different category. But for someone who's come across your content and then decided to go it alone, it just don't make sense to me, because why would I not utilize a service that people have obviously built the foundation in a relationship? And the access is, I mean, you can't even overstate the access that you have with, going through your company and utilizing your services. I mean, I got tons of emails that I need to go through from said individuals that we connected with being on the tour that are helping us through our process as far as the investment. And certainly they will be utilized when we ultimately do relocate. So it just doesn't make sense to me. So do yourselves a favor. If you are watching this content, however you came across it, please don't mess around and try to think you can recreate what they have built. over, like they said, a 7-year period. You can't recreate that by just Googling. I mean, that's just silly. And I'm just going to be upset about it.
Thank you.
I mean,
No, you.
Then the thing that can I be honest? The thing the thing that irritates me is that, like we said, we don't watch a whole lot of kind of US based TV anymore. We watch a lot of YouTube. So we come across a lot of different content, and I'm a very open-minded person. So I kind of give lots of people different, little watch and see what you're all about. And what irritates me is that people who decide to go the other route rather than utilizing a service like yours, and then want to complain and take issue with, well, essay is this and essay is that. No, you decided to go about it the wrong way and are suffering the consequences. So please, we have access, and this is not for every country. Like, there are certain countries, we want to explore the whole continent, and not every country has someone like yourselves who have been there, who have laid the groundwork, who have built the relationships, that have a company that can offer these services to you. So why not utilize that? Because you don't have that in other countries that you may want to also visit. So do yourselves a favor and just pay your little coin, because quite frankly, it is not for the service that you receive. No,
you can't put a price on you.
No,
you seriously.
I pay way more money for way less service.
I will tell you this. We like the couple that came on the second real estate tour, Brandy and Marcus, good people. And like I said, we saw them coming, on the tour. This was 2023. There's some people from 2022 that have moved here already. Been, they're moving quietly. They're doing their thing. They'll reach back and they'll ask, "Hey, Mark. Hey, Tasha, what about this? What about this?" Because they're learning it as they're going, but they're going graciously. They're learning it, but they might ask a question. It's not like they on my phone parlaying every day, but every once in a while I get a message from them asking a question. I say, "Hold on, let me connect you with this. Let me do this. Let me do that." And like, for example, I think they Brandy and Marcus had their children, or their school-age children. And, she's trying to get the schools lined up because they got to get interviews. You can't just say, okay, what district I'm in, then you just pop them in there. No, you got to go get interviews. Do they want you? Is the school a good fit? And it's like it's an interview process. So she was telling us about these interviews and things they got set up, and I'm listening to them. Tasha's there, we're listening. And I said, Tasha, just, get the
MD.
The managing director of Crawford Schools on the phone, so we can get them an interview. And before we finished eating our food, they had their interview. I mean, it was scheduled. They was calling them, and that was like, then we met them on a Friday. On Monday, they had to go in and interview. And then Brandy calls us and says, "Wow, that place was amazing. This, that, and the third," because we've already vetted these places a long time ago. So when we can call these people, kind of like what you were saying before, we kind of know who they know us, and they know who people we bring. So when we bring in people and we push them to certain locations, they are already ready to receive, because oh, you guys came with the real South Africa. Oh, okay. Mark and Tasha. Yes. Then, move on. You're good.
Right. Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up, because it goes beyond just the trip that you go on, like you mentioned. Like, these are individuals who went on a tour well over a year ago, but still are reaping the benefits of being on that tour and connecting with your company. And I mean, you don't have to do that. Like, I can't think of a company that I went on a trip and a year later I can reach out to them and they're going to connect me with some other service.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't want you to go somewhere.
I don't know. I mean, please correct me, but I don't know of any said company. So I mean, that alone is like, there's no conversation to be had. If you want to go the other way, that's just your business. But the service that you provide is beyond what you can get anywhere else.
Well, all I can say is thank you, and it's true. And like I said, there are people here who are moving quietly. They don't all start YouTube channels. They can if they want to, but they're happy moving in the spaces where they move. And no different than when I think we went to Minyanka, the place with the big pool in the back. There was a brother who was on a previous real estate tour who just happened to be there, who bought a place, Larry, and of course. Oh yeah. He bought a place, and he was happy to show you guys, the people that went with his apartment and all this and all that, because the people that come with us, they kind of understand that it's us.
Yeah.
It's not us against the world. It's just us trying to, make it work. And you said it so greatly when you said there's a bunch of like-minded people, a bunch of like-minded people, bunch of us. So ain't nobody ahead of nobody. We all is up in there. And then if we can provide something, I know how you guys are going to receive it for the most part. And most people, they do receive it very well.
And they do well with that information. So not only do you receive it, you take it and you add value to it, yourself, and then you go share that. And then we can just continue to build. So it's still a grassroots movement. And that's, I'm not saying that's how we want to keep it, but that's how it needs to be for us to build the type of community that we really want to build. So
we were about, no, y'all about the same age, but I was about 45, 43, 44.
When we first started coming?
When I first started coming. Yeah, I was, but we got here, and we were sitting like you guys, like
looking crazy.
Couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep.
The sleeping part is insane.
Let me tell you something. The funny you said that. So when we got there, when we got back, man, sleep's been off, and just the energy levels. I'm like, what's going on? And I'll give you an example. We arrived. We arrived that night. What time? About
6, 7.
6, 7. We like you said, we dropped our stuff off, and we was like, it's time to eat. So we Ubered into Mandela Square. We had food at a location.
La
Parada, yes. And it was great. We had a good time, and it was like no jet lag. Let me tell you something. Like no jet lag. We was good. We dropped off. We was like, let's go eat. Came back, relaxed, cleaned up, and then dude, the next morning, I'm up. I got up every day, 4:30, 4:45 before every morning, and hit the road with no alarm clock, and ran every day before we started the tour. And came in. People were like, why are you getting up? You're on vacation. I said, man, this is home. This ain't no vacation. I'm coming to learn, but I'm also going to stay in my in my regimen and do what I have to do. And I started meeting people while I was running. People were stopping me and was like, you're not from here. And people were running with me. And it was like, this is where I need to be. And it was just great. But just the energy changes. When we got back, oh man, attitudes. We was just like, don't bother me, don't talk to me, like sleeping wasn't right. I was like,
yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not a morning person.
No.
Even and some people find that hilarious because of what I do for a living, and for many years I've had to be up at the crack of dawn. But I'm not a morning person. When we were there, I mean, I wasn't up at 4:30 like him, but 6 o'clock, I almost saw the sunset. The sunrise. Excuse me. The sunrise every morning, and not because I planned to do that or I set my alarm to do it. My body just naturally woke up, and I was just awake. And then coming back here, we're very transparent people. Kids been late to school. We're all I'm just dragging, he's dragging. It's the energy is just different. It's just.
But you guys have been back for months. Okay.
We still.
You can't. Y'all messed us up.
Yeah, we're blaming you guys.
Yeah, y'all messed us up. Y'all brought us there, and now it cannot be recreated, and our energy is just all off. Yeah. It really is, quite honestly. I'm not over exaggerating. It's a struggle to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise my hand.
We still do what we have to do. Everything's getting done, but
It's a struggle.
It's real, and it's different from being an SA. I can't wait to come back in April. I'm telling, like I got my routes mapped out, the running clubs. Now, as you guys know, I love fitness, marketing, and it's just I'm that's my thing. I'm passionate about it, and I just love connecting with people. But while I'm doing it, I'm talking about the real South Africa and everything I do in life. Here, I can be anywhere, and it's just a great. It's just I'm like, look, April can't get here fast enough. Can't get here fast. I said, what do you want to do for your birthday? I said, I'm gonna be there already. I'm good. I don't need to do nothing. And my kids call me boring. We do this during the holidays, during Christmas. So every year, kids say, Dad, what do you want for your birthday? I say, just give me a hug. And they're like, oh, you're boring. I said, listen, guys, I get hugs. You guys are growing up. So each year, those hugs change. They get bigger. You guys get stronger, and you hug me tighter. So it's a different gift every year. So it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great feeling to be in SA, to wake up. It's gonna still be sunny, and my kids give me a hug in South Africa. And it's just like and we just I don't need nothing else. I'm with them. I'm there. Hopefully, I'll get to see you guys, and that's all I want.
You turning 45, you said?
Yeah. 4 or 5. But it's good though. It's good.
It is good. 45 is good.
The whole reason because I told you I booked the flight, and the primary reason is I needed to do it for my mental health.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
wow.
I see the flight is booked, so I have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going because I even booked. Anyway, it's booked, so it's no going back.
Yeah.
And so that allows me to just. Okay, I know we're going to be back soon, and that gives me a lot of comfort. I'll just put it that way.
So wait a minute.
And it's sad because you shouldn't have to feel like I got to book a trip in order to get myself through the next how many ever months because of all of the different things you have to deal with.
No.
That's real. That's the reality.
We've been there. You are preaching to the choir. When we first came, we were miserable when we got back. And you're right, having to get back into that groove and going back to the office, going back to the hospital, going back to treat patients. Like, you don't want to, you're doing it, but you're literally like, you're literally like finding some type of willpower to get there, but you do not want to do it. And then once you know you've got a flight coming, you're like, I can do this for a few more. I can do this. So we were coming. We came multiple times a year because we needed a mental health break. I'm like, we can't. We got to get out of here. I feel you. So I
had to, or else it would be a whole different energy, a whole different. Anyway. I had to do it. It had to be done so that there weren't any issues. And what y'all said about the Durban and the Club Med, that didn't go over my head. We had to have a conversation. It may be one of us, or maybe that would be an opportunity to bring my older son. I don't know,
Well, I would tell people who's watching this video, she's not exaggerating at all. She's not. If you never had never been to Africa, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I got friends of ours and people that I know that go to different parts of Africa, and they do have a really good experience, a real good experience. South Africa just happens to be where we operate, and we have. I'm going to say control, but I can make things happen. We can make things happen for you. So everything is incredible. And so forth. So she's not exaggerating. It Luke sat there and said, "Oh yeah, I got running clubs. I'm going running, this, that, and the third." I know he ran into a whole bunch of men who look like him, who like to run. They coalesce around running and things like that. There are just so many like-minded people here who look like us, who will welcome you, who want you to be here, who will invite you to stuff, to invite you and your kids to do special things, even if it's just sitting around eating some food and laughing. South Africa is just special, and like I said, I think I really do believe that we do belong here in a lot of ways, and if it's just for a short period of time to get you a mental health break. Because sometimes you know now you can come get a mental health break. Get yourself together, go back in that fight, do the fight because we done it.
Yeah.
We used to do it. Oh my God.
Yes, exactly like that.
I want to come over. No, the front. Why? Like
we work in our plan so that's not our reality anymore.
I'm glad you have a plan because that is what's important. A lot of people come without a plan, and that's another reason why we do the real estate tour, because I want you to get that information, and then I want you to go back and make a plan for your family. I can't tell everybody what's going to work, but I will say if you get the information and figure how it works for your family, you will make the right decisions. You will, and you'll say, this is what we can do for our family, and that's all we want. That's all we want.
That's it.
Everyone is. And it's funny you say that everyone is different. So all you can do is just put it out there and
put it where the goats can get
it. Yeah. Put it where the goats can get it.
There the goats. That's right. Joe Madison.
Exactly.
I miss Joe Madison. That was my morning routine. Joe.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about Joe Madison. Even though I never met him, I really did want to meet this man. I used to listen to Sirius Radio, and I used to be on the track, and that's when I was younger. And I used to be on the track, walking and running. I would walk one, run one, real quick. And I'm listening to Joe Madison. Joe Madison, and he was always talking about Martha's Vineyard. He had this whole thing in Martha's Vineyard. He used to go every year. So I was like, you know what? Damn it, we going. And it wasn't his event or anything, but just the environment, just to be there, just to eat at Lola's Cafe. A lot of celebrities. People would just come. So I'm sure of that, especially back then. And we would go, and we would just sit out there on the lawn, and it was amazing. The Lola's Cafe, the food was great, and they had a big picture of Joe Madison in there, and I was like, "Hi, I'm here," and it felt good just to be there. So we went several times. I think when Tasha turned 40, we rented a house in Martha's Vineyard. And Tasha, we brought her friends up, and they had the most amazing time. It was amazing. So
I'm gonna never be 40.
Yeah, but that was only because of Joe Madison.
Nah, Joe was that guy. Listen, Joe, when he used to say, and Mark, he used to be like, "What are you going to do about it?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you going to do? Don't call me talking crazy. What are you going to do about it? And it's the same thing about South Africa. We have that mindset. Yeah. What are we going to do about it? And like you guys, you put it where the ghosts can get it, and we're going to get it. That's that simple, boy, crazy Joe, man. I love that. Joe.
I think he was 70 something. I think when he passed, but I used to listen to him every morning. I was like clockwork.
I'll be in the car with the kids. I gotta turn it down. I'm like, Joe be going on. The swear jar. I'm like, oh, let me hit this. Turn it down real quick. I'm like, he didn't say nothing.
Yeah, but it's amazing how even this little scenario that we're talking about, how it influenced us, to do what we're doing. And of course we say, exactly. Here we are again.
Yeah, man, you're right.
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this last question, then we'll give you guys a parting shot. So here you are, you came back, you're back at home, you've been back about a month or so, and now we're bumping into, because I don't think anybody said much about Thanksgiving when y'all was here. Nobody said much of anything. I don't know if y'all remember. It was like, okay.
I know it was crazy to see Black Friday
it was
signs. I was like, Black Friday sale, really?
Yeah, they've been doing it for
the whole month of March.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a little while now. When we first used to come back in the day, they didn't do it. Then all of a sudden, I guess they've been watching the Americans, and they're like, another opportunity Friday, and then they started doing their version of it. But so now you're back. What are people? I mean, on average, between friends and family, what were they saying to you guys
when you got back?
Now that you got back, are y'all crazy or something? No, I'm saying.
So for the most part, because kind of going back to the like-mindedness, for the most part, friends, family, they really understand why. They understand the differences between life here in the US versus what the opportunities look like. A lot of them are interested in knowing more. And usually my response is, well, book a trip. And if you specifically want to go to South Africa, book it through the real South Africa. Because that's really the only way that you're going to really be able to understand exactly what it is that you have access to. And the thing that Luke was saying earlier is that once we as a family lay the groundwork, the people that we're personally connected with, they'll be able to have that access and that kind of reassurance that, well, I know them, they're doing it, they're living a life that has a certain quality to it. And so I can do the same thing. So that's what I told him, like, the whole trying to convince people and do all that kind of back and forth conversation. No, people ask, we tell them very genuinely what our experience is. It's quite evident by, the moment they ask, our whole energy shift. And, I'm like,
I'm ready.
You want to know, like, this is what I saw. This is what we did. This is what we're currently doing. This is what I would love to do. These are different opportunities that I saw that I think we really should, work towards. And so it hasn't been a whole lot of negative reaction. There are some kind of ignorant kind of type of comments or questions that you're just like, you don't try to judge, because we've all been indoctrinated and miseducated intentionally about the continent as a whole, and certainly specifically with respect to South Africa, because, it's always the apartheid and why would you want to go there? It's just like the US and all that other stuff. And I'm just like,
I'm just
quiet. Okay, but no, I was there. He and I, we were moving around, even beyond just what you guys offered. We, there were opportunities for us to go about and do things kind of as individuals, as a couple. And there was we never felt unsafe.
No, that was good.
We were walking around different neighborhoods, just enjoying life.
People were coming up to us. Oh, y'all from the States? I'm like, remember that one person?
The guy that was from Atlanta.
He was in Rosebank. He came running up on us. I was like, look, you little.
But I mean, in general, you're just living. Yeah. And the thing that is not the same here in the US is that, let's be quite honest, you don't have all the freedoms that they keep talking about. There are certain ways you gotta, present yourself in order to keep yourself safe. There are certain ways you have to present yourself in order to not have to deal with nonsense and BS. I'm not going to curse on your platform, but
it's different energy. Right
so it's, we all know, right? We all know how we have to move about as Black people. And I'm just going to say it quite frankly, in the United States, in order to not have to deal with certain things. And even when you do those things, you're still exposed. So there's no complete shield from that. And you have to live with that every day. So your whole energy is different. Your guard is all the way up. When we were in South Africa, and I think that had a lot to do with the whole going back to the sleep thing. We slept well, we got up, we didn't have to have an alarm clock to wake up. We were just naturally waking up because our energy was completely different, because we're in a space where we were safe, we were welcomed. This whole nonsense about, oh, they don't like us. That's
I don't get that.
That's BS too, and it really irritates me when I keep hearing or seeing people propagate that nonsense, because it's just not true.
It's not true.
So yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what the question was, but you were asking about people's reaction to what we tell them about South Africa.
Yeah, well, you answered it.
Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, it's been very people are open. Yeah. So keep doing what you're doing, because it is resonating, And I think the more of us that continue to move and forge a path forward, the more of us are going to be awakened. Because in a very, very short period of time, a lot of us ain't going to have no choice because the environment is shifting. And people want to be, and people want to be last minute scrambling, trying to figure out what their alternatives are. And no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We were already kind of on the trajectory for the last couple of years, but going on a tour this past fall definitely has put that into warp speed. Because I mean, the time is now. The time is now. Certainly, you got to do your things and take the proper steps. And like I said, you've given us access to people that are going to help us take those necessary steps in order to do it properly. And that way, we don't have to turn around and come back. We can go and stay and build a life and expand our community. And then, you know, whoever wants to join, hey, we are very open. Whoever wants to come. We'll help you. We'll connect. Like I said, I'm not doing what y'all do. Like no. Y'all not already like I said, you've put in the time. I think that's one of the things that also irritates me. A lot of things irritate me. Anyway.
You feel like, you know, like, oh, I'm good, right?
But, you know, it's like some people try to create something kind of on the fly and not really understanding. It takes time to create what you guys have created. Yeah. It's not just something you can just kind of, you know, go there a couple of times and then, okay, now I'm gonna create my own kind of travel and tourism. Like, they put the work in, man. Like y'all put the work in, and y'all built you've built the relationships. Mm-hmm. And so that allows all of us to tap into that, and we can all connect and utilize your service, whether it's one tour or two, or how many ever tours it takes for you to get to a place where now you're working your plan, whatever that looks like, whether it's investing or moving or a combination of the two. At least we have access to you as people who have built the foundation, who have put in the time, who have put in the work, who have established meaningful relationships and continuing to establish it, as you mentioned, with the whole, you know, Durban upcoming tour and expanding that. And it's just going to continue to expand. Hopefully y'all don't stop, at least not anytime soon, because we need y'all. We really do. And it's necessary, because you mentioned it, Mark, before. We belong there. Yeah. I didn't want to go down that whole road, because that's a whole that's another 4 or 5 hour conversation. But as people of African descent, we belong there. And it's time for us to stop allowing other people to cut us off from our inheritance.
Amen.
Okay.
All right.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I no.
Conversation.
Yeah, no.
Look, we can have that offline.
Yeah, and you know, and just to make it easy, obviously you've been noticing that, you know, like obviously my daughter lives here now. My oldest sister, she lives here with her husband. They jumped on the bandwagon around 2016 on their first tour, and it was cute. I was like, look at them trying to get over here, trying to be all like us, you know. Anyway, and then my other oldest sister, her house is being finalized as we speak. She'll be here next month. My niece, she's 30-something, 32, somewhere thereabouts. She's here on another trip for 2 weeks, you know, looking around, seeing, you know, and it's happened. But you couldn't have told us, even in 2018 when we moved here, you couldn't have told us, because it was so many. It was, I'm not gonna say naysayers, but it was just somewhere close to naysayers. Pick a word in there, and that's what it was. And then they started seeing us doing well over here, because again, it wasn't like we was, you know, hating life in America. We were doing the thing. Yeah. All the things that you're supposed to be doing, we were doing it. And you know, we still decided that South Africa was a better fit for us. It was just better. And yeah, we had to sell all of that and recreate it over here. So when people are like, oh, you got this over there, I'm like, I already had it. I just moved I just sold it, and then there's another one over here. I mean,
Exactly.
it's very possible. Oh, you doing this and doing that. I'm like, listen,
I'm the same person.
yeah, I'm the same OG that was in the States.
I just got a higher quality of life. I'm more mentally healthy. I'm more physically healthy, spiritually healthy. I just needed that. So I needed my environment to change.
Yeah,
all of
just do
my
it over here.
stuff I can replace, but I needed I needed my environment to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for them to be here, for them to be here, and now they only been here 7 or 8 months, and to hear them talk, oh my God, I'm gonna do another interview with them at some point, but they are just like,
we love what they're doing.
Yeah, they're way over the top, you know.
I mean, it's just a beautiful thing to see, especially his mother. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
there's just no words for that. For an elder to be able to be living their life and just
her best life.
You can see it. You can see it.
Yeah.
That's just a beautiful thing. I wish so many more of us would cut off the noise and access the life that we have access to. Because we have it. I think that's one of the things we don't understand as U.S. citizens. We have access that a lot of other people across the globe don't have access to without all of the barriers. And we put up all these barriers for what?
On our own.
We do it to ourselves. Like what?
Like it just no.
Yeah.
And I'm very clear with people about that when they speak to me about traveling and where you're going and what you're doing. Like there's just no reason. There's just no reason. Yeah. There's no excuse.
I love that.
Cool. Well, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave it here. And maybe we're chatted up again on the platform, because I know we'll
be seeing. We're always open for a conversation and good talk.
Well, we love with you guys.
You guys are amazing. Like I'm telling you, I'm happy I made it through the interview with the conversation with the Doc Rivers voice. You know,
and Luke, I wanted to share with you. I got my pink Pumas.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was like, did she get the? I'm like, listen, you did. I'm so happy for you, because I came back. Listen, I was like, told you, like you love shoes, and it's real. Same here.
Yeah.
But listen, we getting ready for April. I'm telling you, like it's.
Yeah, we coming with the crew.
We coming with the crew.
Come with the crew.
Come through. Through.
Yeah. So that's
all right.
Thank you guys so very much. We will see you. I'm sure that I will be hearing from you soon.
Yes.
So,
did she send you the pictures?
I did. See, I just sent her the pictures. I
did. She sent me the pictures. She did.
They were a little late, but I just sent them.
Yeah.
It's okay. As long as you took the tree down by now, we're good.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later.
All right, guys. That was amazing. You know, it's a great testimony, you know, for them to, you know, return back to the United States after having their time here, you know, had their heart full, you know, returning back, and obviously, you know, doing what they need to do. And then, of course, making a trip, coming back, and then with the intentions of bringing the children.
Bringing the babies. That's always the next step. When you have come and seen it for yourself, when you feel comfortable bringing your children, I know I've done a good job.
Yeah. And like I said, you can't bring everybody all the time. Sometimes it's just you.
Yeah.
And sometimes a lot of times we have people coming by themselves.
Yep.
And because nobody didn't want to come with them, or people flaked out on them, but they really wanted to come, and they felt this was a great opportunity to come to South Africa. They reach out to us, they come on tour, they are feeling some kind of way about being by themselves at first. Then they realize that they're not actually by themselves. They just joined a collective of people here in South Africa. And then a lot of their stories are, when I was talking to Sapiso, or I'm talking to Tato, or I'm talking to all these, you know, South Africans that they met. And so what I'm going to say is, at the end, you know, and I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart, we couldn't be doing any of this stuff if South Africans didn't, you know, make some change in this country. And like I said, it's not always perfect. And of course, you know, from the South African standpoint, America is perfect.
Yeah.
And it is. Let's just say that for the transcript, it's perfect. but not for the transcript. South Africa is on its way. And so take what you are hearing these Americans, especially these Black Americans that are coming here and talking positively about your country. There's a lot happening here. It might not be reaching you down to the village and even some of the townships. But at the same time, it's coming. It's coming. And hopefully we will have more Americans coming here, contributing, doing their thing. We have a lot of professionals that are coming on our tours that are like, wow, I didn't know, maybe I need to do something here. And I think that's what the tourism piece is really doing. Again, I learned this from South Africans, people that were in the tourism space who said, hey, this is what tourism's supposed to be doing. And so tourism is filling the gap. It's also bringing monies to the country, and so forth. So let's continue to do what we're doing. Again, it doesn't have to be, South Africa tourism always taking the lead or whatever the case may be. It's individuals. The guy who's the guide, who's teaching someone that just got off the plane about, the Hector Peterson, scenario, or teaching them about South Africa. It's a grassroots effort when they meet people. When you comment in the comment box, talk about the positive things that are happening in South Africa, so people want to come. It shouldn't just be the real South Africa showing people what's here. We're all here, all of us. Even when people come on a 10-day tour, they're here with us.
Absolutely.
And so is there anything you want to add, Tasha?
Thank you guys so much for watching. We do hope that we will see you here soon in what we like to call sunny South Africa.
Hey everybody, this is Mark Blanton, and this is
Dr. Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism.
And we have amazing packages to Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we would like to see you guys here. All you have to do is just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we'll make sure that your trip here is amazing.
See you here in sunny South Africa.
All right, guys, join us in South Africa on this special tour that we're putting together for you guys. Those of us who like great spas, luxe experiences, great food, great venues, like top-notch everything, this tour is for you. They're not too different than our regular tours that we normally do to Johannesburg, Cape Town, but this one is going to be extra special because you're going to get a chance to meet the chefs. You're going to get a chance to, just chill out. And of course, there's going to be a lot of shopping involved. So just go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you too could be chilling in South Africa. And if you've never been to South Africa or you've never been to Africa, well, this is the perfect time for you to book that trip to make sure everything is taken care of, because we take care of your transportation, we take care of your hotels, your lodging, we take care of all your venues where you're going to eat. I mean, this is a no-brainer. It's the easiest way to travel, and to travel proper is to have everything selected for you, sorted, so you can have an amazing time. So all I can say is book this trip, and of course, go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you're going to have the most amazing time possible. See you in sunny South Africa. All right, guys, the real estate tour for 2025, it has been set. We're going to Durban. Durban is amazing, as you can see. A lot of coastal villages, a lot of coastal property that you're going to be able to see right there on the Indian Ocean. We're going to be having a lot of events while you guys are there. Just like the 2024 trip, they were surprised of how organized and how well it was, and that they had access to property, and you're going to be able to have access to property as well. So if you ever thought about having property in sunny South Africa, this is your chance. I would say book this trip immediately, come through. Of course, we have payment plans and so forth. And of course, we have a lot of content on our YouTube channel talking about what they did in 2024 and in 2023 and in 2022. So I would say for you guys that are interested, come to sunny South Africa Real Estate Tour.
Imagine a place where your history comes alive and your future unfolds.
Welcome to South Africa, where Black excellence meets natural wonder. From the vibrant streets of Johannesburg to the sun-kissed beaches of Durban, a journey of discovery awaits. The Real South Africa Travel and Tourism understands your journey. Because it's our journey too, we've curated experiences that speak to the Black American soul, ensuring your trip is not just a vacation, but a homecoming. From safaris that bring you face-to-face with majestic wildlife, to wine tours in the lush Cape winelands, we offer adventures that cater to every taste and interest. So why are Black Americans flocking to South Africa? Because here we don't just visit, we belong. Book your unforgettable journey today with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. Discover your roots, embrace your future. The Real South Africa awaits.
All right, guys, this is Mark Edward Blanton from the Real South Africa. And guess what? Our visa services is back. We're going to be helping you guys with visas because we all know that it can be problematic to get a visa here in the Republic of South Africa. So what we have done, we partnered with a big company that will assist us, and we've checked them out. We recommend that their services are very, very proper. Of course, we go with proper here in the Republic of South Africa, and they can assist you. So if you have questions about, do I qualify for a visa? Then that's when we have our consult. You get a consult with these guys. They will literally go through everything with you. And my expectations is for you to ask all the questions that you need to ask so you will know exactly which way to proceed. So they work in every arena of immigrations. So it would definitely help us who are looking to migrate to the Republic of South Africa. And all I can say is first, come on a trip, of course. And once you come on a trip, then you will be motivated to do all the work that needs to happen for you guys to come to South Africa properly. So all I can say is this is a great team. This is a great situation. All I can say is, again, reach out to us at outreach@therealsoutafrica.com. We will respond to you, and then you'll get an email, and then the process has began. Okay, so we will see you guys here properly in sunny South Africa.
South Africa has partnered with the firm to give you more options for payment. Please visit our website to find out more.
Do yourself a favor. Come to South Africa. Come to the Kruger and enjoy what is meant for you to enjoy. Look at this environment. Can't you see yourself enjoying yourself right here with the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism? Well, we can make it possible, and we can do this for you today. Go to our website, therealsoutafrica.com, and book, and you'll be part of something like this, something very special, something you can tell your friends and families that you did. And yes, this is Africa. This is the Africa that they do not want you to see, but we're going to show it to you, and we're going to make it available. And yes, we've been there ourselves, and we feel that this is the best experience that you can actually have here in the Republic of South Africa. So come here on safari with us. And of course, visit our website, therealsoutafrica.com. All right, guys, welcome to the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. We are a travel company based in Johannesburg. However, we can get you to Durban because look at what you're looking at. Isn't that amazing? Can't you imagine yourself just hanging out here for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days. I'm trying to tell you, you're probably not going to want to leave like a lot of our guests from the past. However, all you have to do to come here is reach out to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and you can come and enjoy and see what South Africa is really about. There's so much here, so much to do between the beaches, between the culture, between the food and everything else. And of course, the people here in South Africa, in this place called Durban. We will see you here in sunny South Africa. It is time for a vacation, and where else would you want to go? Look at South Africa as one of the premier destinations in the world. We have Cape Town, we have Johannesburg, and of course we have Durban, and of course some of the best attractions in the world. We offer 5-star experiences here in South Africa, and of course the cultural side of South Africa as well. Contact us now here at The Real South Africa.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.